Welcome to Redtastic. Story 1. Am I the a-hole for choosing money over my grandson? This has actually been going on for about 6 months now. About 6 months ago, my daughter 25 called me asking for money to pay off her credit card debt. This isn't the first time she's asked for money, and given she's an adult now with a child that depends on her, I decided to stop enabling her crappy financial decisions. I refused and instead offered to get her extra work at my friend's business to pay it off. She got angry at this and basically said if I don't help support her, she wouldn't let me see my grandson. Her reasoning being that a good granddad wouldn't leave the mother of his grandson in financial ruin. I'm not going to be bullied by my own daughter, so I asked her if she was serious. She said she was. I then told her to call me when she's grown up and ready to act like an adult. That was 6 months ago. Given it's been half a year and I haven't seen my grandson, I'm having doubts about whether I'm in the right here. I have 6 other grandkids that I see regularly, but they obviously don't replace the one I've lost. Asking, am I the a-hole to judge whether I should cave? Not interested in relationship advice with my daughter. I know my daughter well enough to know she wouldn't accept a compromise here. Information. Number 1, no, she doesn't want to borrow. She just wants handouts. Number 2, she works part-time as a waitress. Number 3, I would happily watch my grandkid while she worked. You're not the a-hole, OP. Sadly, your daughter is very manipulative and she is willing to use her child, your grandson, as a weapon to manipulate you and make you do her bidding. I really feel sorry for you and your grandson. It would be hard for him to grow up with such a mother and also be deprived of having a great relationship with you anytime his mother is upset with you. You did the right thing trying to make her work for the money instead of just giving it to her, but sadly you might have to compromise on this. You've missed out 6 months in your grandson's life, and if this continues, he might grow up without you. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. Your daughter is using extortion and manipulation and denying her own child a relationship with a loving grandparent due to her own immaturity and selfishness. She is a terrible daughter and a terrible mom. You say this wasn't the first time she's asked for money to pay off her irresponsibly acquired debts, and if you cave now, it won't be the last. And she will learn that she can continue to use the kid as a hostage and a weapon against you. How many times are you prepared to go through the same charade? You even offered her a chance to work off her debt, but no, she wants a handout. Not the a-hole. It's not really about the money, is it? It's about choosing not to just be a doormat and let your a-hole daughter manipulate you into doing whatever she wants. It sucks that it's costing you a relationship with your grandson. But your alternative is not give her the money because we all know she won't stop with just this. If leaving the mother of your grandson in financial ruin was really her issue, then taking the work you offered to get her would better support her that way. And her having more stability of her own would obviously be more beneficial for the kid than her constantly needing handouts. Not the a-hole. But there is one thing everyone has failed to mention. Life is so very short. It can change in an instant, without warning, and tear you apart. Family is everything. You know what your daughter did was wrong, for whichever reason it's done. Perhaps it was out of desperation, who knows? Debt is an ugly cycle that can lead to learned helplessness. At the end of the day, you are not choosing money over your grandson. The 3 of you have lost 6 months. In a blink of an eye, your grandson will be an adult. Time moves on regardless of who is right or wrong, and things can happen in between that no amount of regret can take back. I hope you can be reunited as your grandson and your daughter are lucky to have you. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for not wanting my son? Brief overview. My ex and I had a horrible falling out. She accused me of domestic violence and took my son away from me. I fought tooth and nail to be awarded joint legal and physical custody. She made the process harder by marrying into money and law enforcement. But in the end, I got what I wanted. The problem began when she forced our son to call him dad, which I was fine with, but I started not being included in appointments, school events, and emergency contact lists as his father. It was his stepdad. Meanwhile, my ex brainwashed our son to think stepdad is more important than myself because of money. My son is 8 now, and he doesn't care about me and frankly treats me badly. The problem, part of our agreement is that we get him for respected parent holidays, that is Mother and Father's Day. On my school day, he told me he was working on a Father's Day gift for me. He went to his mom's for her days and he was returned to me today with no gift. Now, it's not about receiving a gift, but when he saw me, I got no Happy Father's Day. Instead, I was greeted with "I forgot to make you a gift." I asked him what happened. "I thought you worked on one in school." He replied, claiming he made nothing, which was a lie. I confronted about his lie, which he denied twice before admitting he gave it to his dad, stepdad. Again, it's not about the gift, it's about the lie. This isn't the first time he's lied to me, and I've talked to him about how bad lying is. I'm not going to deny my feelings are hurt, mostly because he feels like he has to lie to me and that he prefers stepdad to me because of the lies his mom is telling about myself. He's told me he doesn't love me, not supposed to love me, because his mom threatens to take her love away from him and has to love stepdad or no gifts and vacations. I have given so much for him financially, emotionally, and physically. I have given up many opportunities, and I've tried so many different ways to understand his thought process and to be honest and truthful to him, but still nothing back. I'm at that point that I'm no longer happy because he always looks miserable around me, and he doesn't appreciate anything I give him, because to him it's always a comparison. Stepdad or mom got him something better, and as much as it pains me to say, I regret fighting this hard for him. People say it will get easier, but it's not. Am I the a-hole for wanting to give up the fight? Edit update. Honestly, I didn't expect this post to get this much traction. I want to thank everyone who commented, who took the time to read what I wrote, and what you wrote didn't go unnoticed. I apologize I can't respond to everyone since this was so overwhelming. I just want to express that I read every comment. I understand and accept the judgment given to me. I do want to clear a few things up. First and most importantly, I tell my son every day I have him, every time I see him, and every phone conversation I get with him that I love him. Second is that I should have expressed this as a feeling and not actually going through with it. Third, the domestic violence was on me, not her. I had witnesses who testified on my behalf and it went to court. Lastly, my son is in therapy. He has a court-appointed one, a personal one, and he has a weekly meeting with the school counselor. Again, thank you for sharing your thoughts. I know and understand this is a controversial and sensitive topic. I appreciate all of those who gave advice and suggestions on what I could do to help my son better our relationship, my mental state, and legally, amongst other things. Thank you to those who shared their personal experiences, both parents, step-parents, and children of divorce. Hearing experiences made me realize I'm not alone, that people go through this too. That me feeling anything remotely negative is fine. It comes down to acting on it. Like many of you said, the best I can do now is make sure he understands I'm there and will always be there for him no matter what. I know it's going to be a long, hard battle, but he is my son and worth every second of it. I guess it took a few strangers to make me realize that. You're not the a-hole, OP. I'm glad you've realized that giving up on your kid, even though you say it was just a thought, is not the solution to this problem. Your child is unfortunately being used by his mom, and the poor kid is probably confused. He's just 8. He doesn't deserve to be in this position. I understand that it can be hard for you when your kid doesn't see you as his father, but right now, the best thing you can do is keep providing support emotionally, physically, and financially, and hoping that your kid will grow up to recognize you and see you as his father too. Good luck, OP. Now for some comments. Everyone sucks here, meaning OP and ex-wife, not the kid. He's a child who's being manipulated. If you give up on him now, do not think you can crawl back once he's old enough to understand, because by then you will be the guy that walked away. Then again, if the accusations of his mother are true, then he's probably better off without you. But if they are not, and you really want to be a good father, hell, a good person, then you should never give up on your kid. Everyone sucks here. This poor child is trapped between two parents using him as a pawn. Your son is an innocent victim trying to make sense of this confusing situation, and all you can do is continue to show up for him. Eventually, your son will be able to make up his own mind regarding his parents, and usually doesn't fare well for the one manipulating him. Everyone sucks here. Your ex is shitty for parental alienation. You're shitty if you use that as an excuse to give up on your kid. He's 8. He needs an advocate. If you're aware of her alienation, you need to bring that up with friends of the court, family court. Most judges will not take kindly to it and will grant the alienated parent more custody because of it. Sorry you chose someone shitty to have a kid with, but don't take it out on him for being a manipulated 8-year-old. Story 3. Am I the a-hole for not wanting my fiancé's grandmother, 98 female, at our wedding? My fiancé, 30 male, and I, 28 female, are getting married next month. Everything is going great, but we've been having a serious argument about having his grandmother at our wedding. We have agreed to not have kids at our wedding, as we want the reception to be a huge party for your adult friends and family with dancing, loud music, and an open bar. However, for precisely the same reasons that we don't want kids there, I don't want his elderly grandmother at our wedding either. I said she can come to the ceremony but not the reception. It will be extremely loud and I want it to be a party atmosphere, and she will be extremely out of place. For context, none of my grandparents are still alive, and he still has his last living grandmother. This has caused a huge fight since she said she has always dreamed about being at her grandson's wedding. He is her oldest grandchild, and she probably won't make it to the next family wedding, which is why I said that she's more than welcome at the ceremony, but she will just be too out of place at the reception. She and he both insist that she will be fine and wants to go to the party, but I just know it will inevitably lead to us dealing with her and taking care of her, and I just want to get drunk and let loose with my friends. She's now really upset and won't talk to me, and my fiancé is also angry. I think I am within my rights to make this request. I am the bride after all. Am I the a-hole? Now for some comments. You realize he gets a say too, right? Being the bride doesn't give you ultimate veto power. And your wedding isn't supposed to be about getting drunk with your friends. It's about celebrating your relationship and being welcomed into your partner's family. You want to get drunk with your friends without your partner or his grandmother to worry about. Do it at your bachelorette party where you get 100% control. You're the a-hole. My sister had her grandmother-in-law at the wedding. It was very much a nightmare dance party type thing. Lots of younger men fawned over her and one kept dancing old-fashionedly with her. The old lady died the next year and had mentioned the wedding often and how much she had fun. You're the a-hole. If it's that loud, then the parent generation won't enjoy either. Weddings aren't only about the bride, you know. You're the a-hole. Not sure how you could be more the a-hole, to be honest. You hearing the love of your life say this is important. You're hearing someone really important to your partner say, this is important. And you're putting getting drunk ahead of that? For F's sake. She's been a grown adult longer than you've been alive. I'm pretty sure she can handle any tiredness and noise as she wishes. If I was your partner, I would be noticing the red flags.